Hello, everyone. If you are on, give me a shout out. Let me know that you're here. I just remembered I was so used to doing Sunday nights on a different platform that I didn't update the description below this video. So my apologies for that. I will do that after the live. Um, but yeah, it just dawned on me that, oh yeah, I have to update that. That's what happens when you're gone for a few weeks. So I'm just now hearing the notifications go off. So I'll give you a minute or two to find me. Be sure to say hi when you hop on. Hey, Carol, good to see you. I did a silly thing. I put a drop in my eye just a little bit before coming live, and so it's not quite as clear as it was. But I'll tell you the whole saga when we get a few more people on. But I am happy to be able to be back as well. Hope you're doing well. Yes, I have left Facebook simply because Facebook is taking live videos down after 30 days. And truthfully, I don't have the time or I won't say technical knowledge because I could do it, but it's very time involved to download the live so and try to put it back up as a recorded video and all of that. So I just decided to come to YouTube. It also doesn't require people who don't have Facebook to either get Facebook or have to come in through a back door, which is time consuming as well. Hello, Melinda. Good to see you. So yeah, so my videos are now, or my lives are now all on YouTube, and I don't even know that I'm going to upload them as a recorded video over on Facebook. I think they'll just live here from now on. Yeah. Well, and I just was reading yesterday, I guess it was. I was just reading some of the other things that they're doing, and so I want to make sure and help me remember to say if you're on with me, Lori's on YouTube all the time now, right? Because I can't even post that I'm on YouTube, or I risk them taking my entire page down. So there's that fun part too. But anyway, we are here. So welcome. If you're on, make sure you say hello. I'll give you guys just a quick recap of what my last 2 weeks have been like. Soon to be 3 weeks. God, that doesn't seem possible. No, it's been only 2 weeks on Monday. I guess this whole thing started. I had cataract surgery on my left eye. My diabetic retinopathy brought on onset early cataracts, and my left eye was really bad. So it was time to do something about it. The surgery seemed to go fine. The first couple of days, I went in the day after the surgery and I had 20/20 vision out of my left eye, which was amazing. I haven't had 20/20 vision out of that eye in a lot of years. So that was fabulous. Wednesday, Thursday went pretty well. Friday, I had a 12-hour retreat with early arrival and late departure. And I was trying to create and design and cut. And I was having a really hard time because we did pop lenses out of glasses to try to help me, wear my glasses for my right eye, not have a lens in my left eye. That literally made me nauseous. So I couldn't use those. So I had an older prescription pair that I was wearing, and I thought that was bringing on the headaches and the blurred vision and the degradation in my vision because I was straining the new eye, so to speak. So I had a follow up appointment. I think it was that following Monday or Tuesday, and it was really bad. And when I went in and they started doing the tests, and it didn't make sense, and she she did a test on my eye, and she said, "Well, I know the problem." And I said, "What's that?" And she said, "The pressure in your eye is 76. A healthy eye is more in the mid to low teens. So 76 is scary. They're very scary. And my husband said I couldn't see them the way I was seated when the doctor and his assistant came in, but he said their face went from happy, yeah, you had great surgery, to, oh my God, what are we going to do? So they immediately put me on a different drop because what they determined was I was actually allergic to the drop that you're supposed to take 4 times a day. And it was pushing my pressure higher and higher and higher in that eye. So they changed the drop. I still have to take the one I'm allergic to once a day, but they changed to a different drop for 3 times a day, and they added another drop. And by the next day when I went back in, it was down to 48, and then I was in again on I think it was Friday. It was Friday after my club. I was in again, and it was down to 26, I think it was 24, 26, something like that. So it still has a little ways to come, but they were confident that it would continue to drop. My surgeon is on vacation and has been, so I've been dealing with his partner through all of this, but he comes back next week. Yes, next week. No, it'll be the week after Memorial Day. He's out for 2 weeks. So I have an appointment, follow-up appointment with him um after that, and hopefully my pressure will be back to normal. My sight is good. I still get a headache every once in a while, not nearly as severe. I mean, it was almost debilitating. The headaches were that bad. And of course now we know it was the pressure in my eye. So I'm grateful that I did not lose my sight during all of that, which is a possibility. Now we just have to watch to make sure that that pressure hasn't done long-term damage to my eye, and which would bring on glaucoma, which there is some glaucoma in my family history. So I've always monitored very closely for that to ensure that if I started anything like that, we'd be on top of it. But hopefully it doesn't bring that on anymore. But I will tell you that I was scheduled to have surgery on June 2nd on the right eye. I'm not going to be doing that at this point. I don't believe anyway, unless they give me a really good reason why I have to. What I determined, because I haven't been able to stamp or do anything, my vision was that screwed up. And I had the idea on Friday to pop in an older contact that I still had, that was still good, and see if I could do this with that in the right eye, the great vision coming back in the left eye, and possibly readers. And they thought that was a pretty good idea. So far, I haven't needed the readers. I've been able to function without them. I do think I'm going to have a hard time. This is the first time I've been here to do this. Let's see if I can increase the font just a little bit. But anyway, so thank you for those of you that are returning. And if you're new, sorry you had to hear all that. That's what I've been through the last 2 weeks. But yeah, I think I'll even be able to see your comments. So that's where we're at. And so far, hopefully, when I go back in 2 weeks, they will tell me that my pressure is back into normal range, and I still have to do the drops for 6 weeks, but I go down to three a day, which was four. And it was funny because my girlfriend said, make sure you get the compound drop because you only have to take one drop. I now take 4 drops, 4 different drops as a result of this, because they also had another one on Friday because I was still having the headaches. So, but if that's the worst and I don't lose my vision, I'm happy to take the drops. And I'm happy that I can actually stamp again and be back with you all. So that's my story. And thank you for those of you that reached out, and I appreciate you coming back and waiting for me to figure out what the heck it was going to look like as I move forward. But here we are. I can't promise I won't make mistakes. I can't promise if you're getting my PDFs, there's not a few typos, because I couldn't even type. I could do nothing. I basically could do nothing. It was pretty bad. So I did drive on Friday, and the whole way down, I'm going, I should not be driving. I was going down to the nest for class, and I'm like, I should not be driving. But I did it, and I didn't hurt myself or anybody else. So we'll take that as a win as well. Okay. So, and again, I totally forgot, because I've been gone for 2 weeks, that I needed to update the description of the class that's in the summary below. So please ignore that. That's from the last live that we did a couple weeks ago. We are doing May's Just Cards tonight. I'm not even sure you've seen them in person, other than maybe in my newsletter if you sign up for my newsletter. So we're going to do those tonight. And this class that I'm going to share with you is a 5-card class. It is free with a minimum $45 product order on my website. If you are long distance, we ask for $5 to help cover the shipping costs, packaging and shipping costs. And if you place a minimum $35 order, you can just get the PDF. You can also buy the class outright for $20. And again, plus the postage if you're long distance. So, okay. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to start with this pretty one. I love this paper. We're playing with lots of the new papers. I know that I did some papers with you all when I was getting my orders. It's kind of a fog. The last 2 weeks are kind of a fog. But this paper, I think this one is the Floral Impressions. There's Floral Impressions, and there is another one called Florals in Bloom. And I keep mixing them up in my head. So there you have it. But this is what we're going to do. and it's just some thick basic white. Yay. We won that argument, right? Stampin' Up! Had originally discontinued the thick basic white in the 8.5 by 11, but they did, in fact, bring it back. I think I heard most of us go, wait a minute, it's not going to work for card makers. It might be great for scrapbookers, but, and I'm not even sure scrapbookers would want to put the weight of the thick basic white in their scrapbooks. So maybe to make boxes and things like that, that would be a good weight. And certainly we can use the 12 by 12 for that, but it would have been, there'd have been a lot of waste, I believe, in a 12 by 12 sheet to make cards, and truthfully a lot of scraps that would drive us all crazy from a how do I store these perspective, right? Oh, thanks, Corinne. I'm glad I'm back too. I wasn't sure there for a little bit what it looked like, what the future was going to look like, but fortunately it was not something that we couldn't hopefully turn around completely. All right, so I'm actually using the back side of one of the floral impression designer paper sheets. And then we've got Petunia Pop. So what's been happening with all of you? I feel like I'm really out of touch with everybody. And then I used one of the Arch die cuts to stamp our hello on. I have not been able to find the particular hello that I used. So the week before my surgery, and thank goodness I did, right? The week before my surgery, I was a crazy person. And hey, Debbie, good to see you. You almost missed me. Oh no. And just design, design, design. That's why there were still freebie Fridays and there was still a newsletter because my assistant was taking care of all of that for me. And I had these cards ready to go, and I had Tuesdays ready to go. So I got a lot of stuff done ahead of time, so I was able to keep putting new stuff out there. But yeah, I can't imagine. I said to Rick today, I can't imagine if I hadn't done that. And I'm not even sure why I started to tell you that, but there you have it. All right, so we're just going to mount that onto the back of this and then bring that over and add it to our card front. So different way to use the arch, right? And I put that a little farther left than I did on the original, so that's okay. It works. And then we're just going to tie a little piece of this white ribbon on. I don't know about you, but I like the hello cards because you can use them for just about any situation. You can use them as a birthday card. You can use them as a thinking of you card. I don't know that I would use them as a sympathy card, but pretty much a congratulatory card. Anything like that, you could absolutely use a hello card for. So they cover lots of situations. So the second surgery, my plan is to hold that off as long as I can. Right now, they have me scheduled for mid-July. I don't know. I'll talk to the surgeon when he gets back and see what he says. But I have the best vision I've had with the contact in, and it's not a current contact. It's about 1.5 prescriptions behind. So it's just a little bit off, but not enough to make me sick, not enough to give me a headache. So I'm like, I'm good for a while, I think. So there's project number one, quick and easy, right? That's what we like. Different hello, but basically any hello that you have will work. And there's lots of our stamp sets that have hello. Let's play with some of the new in colors. So what's your favorite new in color at this point? You have one? I have this white square. Oh, there it goes away. Um, this is Darling Duckling. Look, there's my notes to help me when I go to read the PDF. Darling Duckling. and Timid Tiger with Old Olive. Darling Duckling, I know I did a little bit of a comparison when I shared the in colors with you. Probably one of the last videos I did before my surgery. I don't know what that was. Um, it definitely has more of a greenish hue to it than say. So here's the good news. I can see the Lemon Lolly cardstock. Secret C is mine too, Corinne. Cloud Cover and Secret C Strawberry Slush. All right. Okay, good. So definitely more green in it than Lemon Lolly, which I can actually see the cardstock. I still can't see the ink, but I'll take the cardstock. It's very pretty. It's very pretty. I like that yellow. And where's my daffodil? Do I have daffodil here? Oh, I might not have any daffodil here. That's weird. Huh. But here it is against crushed curry. We all know crushed curries is a much deeper yellow. So it definitely has a little bit more green in it. And then I embossed the Timid Tiger with the new plaster texture, I think it's called, embossing folder. And we've got some more fun new designer series paper. This one is the florals in bloom, but we're going to use the back side of it. And here's a little cardstock is getting pricey, right? Your least favorite is Darling Duckling. Yeah, probably me too. Um, I love Cloud Cover. Secret C is my favorite. Uh, Timid Tiger. It's orange, but it's okay. I like it. What am I forgetting? Timid Tiger, Sacred Sea, Strawberry Slush, Darling Duckling, and Cloud Cover. So yeah, I would agree with you. But I'm not a big yellow person. So, but a little money saving tip. You could do a matte, the full strength, the full width behind here, but you don't have to, and you can save some cardstock. So I just did little strips wide enough that I can, hold on to it, work with it, and make it all happen, but not taking up. So I saved, what do you think that is? About 1.25 inches. If you're making a lot of cards, that's a lot of cardstock, right? 1.25 inches by 5.25 inches. I'm going to give that a good press with all that texture behind it. And then I used, oh, I've been away. Yep. Who can tell me? It's the one with all the rectangle die cuts that I love. Isn't that sad? Hmm. Yeah. Well, anyway, I cut that with that die. Sorry. Oh, I have been away too long. Timid Tiger ink. And we're going to stamp the happy birthday from the pattern of friendship. This has a lot of fun greetings in it. Actually, I didn't realize it because I designed the cards at different times. I'm using this on another one, so we'll keep that out later. And then our inside greeting comes from the right words. And this is a fabulous greeting set. Lots of good greetings in here that you're going to reach for over and over and over. So if you haven't already made an order and put this on it, make sure you remember to look at that and grab that, because I don't know about you, but I can never have too many greeting sets, right? All right, so we're going to ink up happy birthday. Now here is the true test. Will she be able to stamp straight? Now, if I pull it a little closer, no, I can tell you already I'm crooked. But that is probably the fact that I have the lesser prescription in the right eye. There we go. There we go. We're going to mount that on a layer of old olive. Felt like it wanted to give up the ghost on me. And trying to see if I put it on with dimensionals. I did. So let me grab some of those. Who ordered in color product already? Anybody? I'm also starting a new leaf. I'm going to try to use the tools that I have sitting around me so I have less cleanup at the end. You can even put little scraps of ribbon in this cute little guy up here. And then one of the boxes has my gems in it. I think I had them here. So these are the new in color gems. I've gone to starting to mark my products because I can't keep it straight. Hey, Jerry. Um, I cannot keep it straight. What's online exclusive and what's in the catalog and what's gonna possibly disappear. You got the cardstock. Awesome. Hey, Judy. Good to see you. Excellent. Excellent. Jerry, I sent you a message today. I don't know if you saw that or not. So we're going to pull the Darling Duckling forward again, and we're going to use those gems with our happy birthday. And I'm using the medium size. That's not too bad. Okay. So we set these aside because I know we're going to use those again. I think anyway. On the inside, I'm using the right words. Make sure we do it in the right orientation. Hey, Sharon, good to see you. It's so good to see all of you. I missed you guys. Now I just talk to myself. Have you on the other side? My girlfriend heard me talking to myself down at the nest, and her mom was with her, and she said she spends so much time alone. I can't tell if that's straight or not. No, it's going downhill. I was hoping that would get fixed. Um, that if she didn't talk to herself, she might go mute. But well, that's probably true. I do spend a lot of time. All right. So this is going to be the inside of our card. It says to someone worth celebrating every single day. I've always said when you talk to yourself, you can get expert advice. Oh, thanks, Sharon. Hi, Deborah. Thank you. Good to see you too. The timid tiger you love. Yeah, that is a good one. You didn't see it? All right. Check it out and let me know if you would. Good heavens, Corinne. That's crazy. All right. So there's card number 2 using the timid tiger. Let me just do a quick little cleanup here on these stamps. All right. Slide them out of the way and move on to project number 3. All right. So this is using the new gorgeous, beautiful gallery designer series paper. That paper is gorgeous. As a matter of fact, on Tuesday, if you come watch my YouTube live, you will see my creativity delivered class for May, which is featuring the beautiful gallery designer series paper and includes 5 projects instead of 4 this month. And I don't know what and it's the beautiful gal. Oh, and then they're all fun folds. They're all fun folds. So make sure you tune in for that. And the registration for that will be available then as well. Cloud cover. Somebody said they love cloud cover. I do too. And I think I got lucky. As demonstrators, we were allowed to order the ink pads just to take a chance, if you will. And I think that I got good ones. So I've tested it and I'm letting it sit to see what happens. The other option, I don't think this is right. They shifted on me. Yeah, definitely not. The other option that you have available to you, because the ink pad isn't going to be available, is the now we're going to flip it around because that's upside down. The ink refill is available. So the issue with the cloud cover was that the ink itself had some kind of a reaction to the foam pad. So the material of the foam pad was causing the ink to not be stable and to shift color. So if you really want an cloud cover ink pad, then the option is to get some of our ink spots, and fill it with the re-inker, and then you have a little ink pad. Don't tell them I told you this, but you could also go look for a linen ink pad or something that's not foam and get that and fill a whole ink pad with it. We don't sell those, unfortunately. I think we should, but we don't. But that is another option. Because I don't know about you, but I struggle. I still can't see dark on dark. I struggle with trying to stamp with ink spots. I've done it, and it works better for me if I lay the ink spot on the table and take the stamp to it, and then pick up the ink spot and go back over to make sure I didn't miss any sections. But obviously, it's not the preferred way to add the color. Of course, you can always get the Stampin' Right markers, the 2527 in color Stampin' Right markers, and you can color both your red rubber and your photopolymer with the marker, right? So there's a couple options there. And I hate when this happens. We had this happen a few years back with Purple Posy, and it was the same scenario. The ink just did not stabilize to our standards, so we could not offer it for sale. Okay, so there's the design. I love it. And then see these cute little hearts? Oh, they're so cute. Let me find the new die set. So this is the fancy border dies. Look how cute these are. So you've got these big scallops and then this cute little edge. These are two little leaves, a smaller hearts, and then that fancy border as well. So we're going to use the hearts because we were making this an anniversary card. And you don't have to make it an anniversary card. You can use hearts on all kinds of cards. And I'm just going to go run that through my die cutting machine. So I'll be right back. Grab some tape. I have seen, not necessarily in our group, but on other groups, a lot of questions recently about using the products that we offer now, the dies, the embossing folders, etc. Right? Using them on, sorry, on the old Big Shot, what we call the Big Shot, the black machine, and if that would work the same way it does in the current die cut and emboss machine. And yes, yes, it will. Magnetic plate might make you have a little bit of a different sandwich if you have one of those around. Look at these cute little hearts and cute little dots. Don't throw those away. And if you really, like I have a few friends that hate confetti, but would it be fun to put the little hearts inside the card so when they opened it, the confetti would greet them? I say fun tongue in cheek because they might hurt me if I did that. Yes, it would make a very good wedding card as well. Yep. Now, but isn't that foam, Melinda? No, the ink spots are not made of the same material, Debbie. Um, but I think, and I don't, do I have my white ink pad close? Let me see here quick. I don't know what that, oh, that's beige now. Um, I think I have that in my, it's in my club kit. Now I think about it. So I don't have it. Is it a foam pad or is it a more of a linen pad? And then there's our heart border across the bottom. And when we mount it onto our beautiful cloud cover, isn't that pretty? I love that card. And I love those new borders. I'm all right. So we're going to go ahead and mount this. Because if not, yes. Hello, that's a great solution. Okay. And then I use the modern oval punch with the cloud cover. And this is the Secret Sea ink. This one is my favorite for sure right now. I'm going to put that on its magnetic sheet. Or you know what's going to happen? I'm going to spend the next couple of hours looking for it because it's just going to run away from me. And the happy anniversary. So the one thing I notice in my eye is I get a lot more glare, which is interesting because I got glare before and they told me that was because the light was bouncing off of the stuff that was in my eye. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked the card. All right. So we're just going to mount that right there. And then we're going to go back to our beautiful in color pearls. And we're going to grab one of the large. To just add a little accent. And then on the inside, so the happy anniversary came out of Layers of Beauty. The stamp set's been around for a little while. On the inside, I have For the Extraordinary Couple. And that is the new Extraordinary Flora stamp set. This is the one that has the coordinating wide washi tape to cut out. And you cut all of these images out of the washi tape. So we will definitely be doing a class with this. Stay tuned for that because now I'm back into design mode. But I can't wait to play with that washi tape. Yeah, you could, yes, you can do the felt pad or a linen pad will work as well, which we used to have linen pads back in the day. So if you have an old pad with a color that you don't use anymore, you could try that. Just wash it out real well because cloud cover is pretty light. So you want to make sure you don't have any residual ink left in the pad. Okay. And you know what? If I hadn't done what I did, oh, there they are. How about this? Although I wish it was in cloud cover, but it's okay. How about we could put that right there? Wouldn't that be cute? Okay, you won't get that in class, but I think that would be cute. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to cheat. Only because everything is pre-cut and packaged for you, so that's why you wouldn't get it in class. Um, and my friend that was cutting for me, her life is crazy, so I haven't seen her in a while. So it's me and hubby. He does a lot of the die cutting for us. That's cute. All right. All right, there we go. My goodness, that's project number 3 already. I forgot how quickly these cards go. That might be my favorite of all the cards. I'm not sure. Oh, okay, maybe. Absolutely. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, number 4. How about this cute little guy? I love that corner eye. That comes from Spring Corners, which you see me play with that quite a bit. I'm a thief. I stole the Cozy Craft Nest Lost Lagoon, and I have no idea why. Because I have my own. But what do you know? I've got it. I've got it. I got to get it back there before my events start up again this week. So Bubble Bath is our card base. That's one of my favorite pinks, I think, because it has a little bit of a purple undertone, and you know I'm a purple girl. And then I embossed with the new plaid. Well, it's not so new anymore, but the plaid embossing folder. And I've got the white silver ribbon, silver edged ribbon. This is so pretty. I think that's still a little high. I want to make sure I leave room for our square. There, that looks a little better. Scissors. Careful when you're adding adhesive to embossed cardstock because you know it likes to tear. And then we're gonna just tie a little bit on the edge here. Trim that, trim those tails down a little bit. So it was fortuitous, I guess is the best way to say it, that I had opted out of taking the SU trip this year. Because that would have been bad. I'd have had the surgery and then left a few days later thinking I was fine to go down to Disney. And that's what I said to my husband. I said, we kind of were sad about it, but I'm so grateful now that I made the decision not to go. That would have been ugly. Okay. So I did the die cutting already. And again, that is from Spring Corners. We're going to use some Lost Lagoon ink to put our thinking of you, which comes from Simply Said. You know, that's one of my favorite word sets as well. Now it's going to have competition with the right words. That looks pretty straight, huh? Oh, good, Jerry. I'm glad. I'm happy when you guys like them. So you almost can't see it, and I don't know if it shows up in camera. This is slightly darker, okay? Slightly change in color from the bubble bath, which is what I wanted. And it has tiny little pink dots, darker pink scattered through it. This is actually one of the new designer series papers whose name just flew out of my head. So it's the sky one. I can't think of what it's called. That's what happens when you're away from stuff for a couple of weeks. You can't remember anything. But I'm using the pink side, but that is pretty cool. Those scenic patterns with the sky. And it's a 6x6 paper. So now I have to cut one of these in half so I can get it down here in the corner. Voila. Flip that over. Hey, if you got, I think they were in the newsletter on Friday. If you didn't look at it yet, make sure you open the newsletter. We got 2 new kits this month. The blue one is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Um, and I'm scared it's going to sell out quickly. but it is beautiful. So if you like kits, make sure you check those out because it is really pretty. And kits are a great thing to take with you when you're hanging out in a coffee shop with friends or um you can even some of them, especially the ones that don't require any stamping, you can even take with you if your kids are in soccer or ball games or whatever. There's usually picnic tables around somewhere close by that you can sit and put cards together. Like use them with your grandkids to have them help you craft or get them into crafting. All right, so there is project number 4. And I just realized I pulled that ribbon and this is the iridescent stripe ribbon. So this is probably the one we'll use because I think I like that a little bit better, but looks good with either one, I think. Everyday skies. Thank you, Debbie. That's it. All right. Oh my goodness, we're down to the last one. All right. Well, the last one is a fun fold because, I have this penchant for fun folds. How about you guys? Do you like fun folds? So this one folds up so it fits into an envelope, regular standard envelope, but then it opens up so it stands up like that. And then you have a space on the back for your insert and to write your name or even a message. And here's where that happy birthday is going to come back into play. So I've got to make sure I clean that one. Oh, thank you guys. Well, and the cool thing about these, whether you purchase the class or you earn it free with your $45 product order, um, you just pretty much need greetings, right? The die cutting, the embossing, all of that's done for you. Everything's cut to size for you. So you just get to put it together and add your greetings. And you don't have to use the greetings I have. You can use whatever greetings you have in your arsenal and customize your cards to whatever your needs are. But they really do go together quickly. All right, so I've already got it ready to roll. I'm going to find my bone folder and crease those a little better. All right, there we go. Now it folds a little bit flatter. All right, so we are going to open it up. We're going to do our layers because pretty much everything is layered on this one. And find my pieces and parts. Okay. And this is fun paper. This is the Everyday Happiness Designer Series paper. It's got some fun patterns in it. Lots of beiges and blues and all of that. This is the bigger one. And I just realized that first DSP is cut not correctly, so I'll go back and fix that later. Yep, this one is. These also make a great kit to go ahead and make them up and then gift them to someone because I try to do a lot of different occasions. So it's not all birthday or all thinking of you or whatever, right? So it gives you a nice little packet. It does come with envelopes and you can make them up, wrap some ribbon around them, and gift them. We're going to go ahead and mount some bases. And really, this one's just a lot of layers. And sometimes that's all you need. I will go back and pull that. Oh, yeah, I'll pull this whole thing because the Lost Lagoon is not correct either. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and stamp. And this is where grid paper, or if you have a cutting mat like I have here, is so invaluable because I can line that up to make sure that I am centering on my points to stamp. No, that's pretty peacock. Pretty peacock for that happy birthday. And I like this one because it's nice and bold. I'm going to try to hit this somewhat centered. Let's see how we do. It's always a gamble, right? Exactly, Deborah. It's perfect, right? All right, there we go. We have a nice happy birthday. And then the cute little images that are flowers, whatever you want to call them, that comes with you in mind. So you've got these really nice big greetings, and then you've got a couple of these smaller images, the cupcake and everything. So I pulled that from there. We're going to stamp those in Lost Lagoon. Yeah. This is going to be mounted onto our square. And then I'm going to mount it onto here. But I'm going to be real careful to keep my tape running down the center. And maybe just one width on either side so that I don't seal the card in a manner that I don't want to, right? Because we just want that to be on the top portion. We don't want adhesive back here or we'll glue it shut like that. Let's flip that over. And we'll go back to Peacock. Grab these last two items out of the bin. The inside greeting, or the back greeting, if you will, is from Unbounded Love. And then we'll put one more. Won't put a embellishment in the center of the one on the back because then it will leave a mark when you close the card, but we will just stamp it down here in the corner. And that has a layer of Lost Lagoon. Well, I was apparently, I don't know what I was doing when I was cutting. This one I am going to grab the cutter because it's right beside me and trim this down to 5 3/8. Here's where my readers might come in handy. I might have to just put a pair here close to me while I'm working. I don't think these, yeah, these are the ones we pop the lens out of. And then this is going to get mounted right in the center on the back. Here we go. And then it pulled, I got it over too far. I could not see the lines. I like kits too sometimes because there's less work that I have to do if I have a kit. Although I'll be sharing, I guess it was last month's paper pumpkin. Probably next week. I did a bunch of alternates with it, so I'll be sharing those with you. So yes, I still have difficulty seeing dark cardstock. But there we go. Let's grab our embellishments, and this guy will be done as well. Now, I can't remember. These are the Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock gems, the foiled gems. And I can't remember if these are on last chance or not. But if they are on last chance, I don't think they were low inventory yet. So you still can grab those, but you'll get what you need for your card in the kit if you purchase it or buy it. So there we go. There is our last project. Folds up, lays out, and then there's the back. All right, so let's bring the other ones in case you joined late so you can see them. Again, the description below this video is not correct. My apologies. I was going a little too long and forgot I needed to fix that. So I will go do that as soon as we're done here. But you can earn this class for free with a $45 product order, minimum product order, on my website, addictedstamper.stampinup.net. No host code necessary, and you earn the rewards on that, by the way. So you'll get $4.50 or more if you place a larger order, and earn the card kit for free. If you're long distance, we just ask for $5 postage. If your order is $35, then we will send you the PDF. You just wouldn't get the card kits. So there you go. That is May's Just Card. Sorry, it's a little bit later than normal to share those with you. But I really appreciate everybody hanging in there with me for the last few weeks and coming back to hang out with me here on Sunday night. This is our new home. If you missed me talking about that in the beginning, my lives are all going to be done now on YouTube. No more Facebook lives, simply because Facebook has made the decision to take live videos down after 30 days. And it's just more maintenance. So we'll do them all here on YouTube, both Sunday nights at 8 and then Tuesdays at noon. So come back Tuesday at noon and check out what we're doing for Creativity Delivered this month. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you. Thanks to all of you that checked in on me as we were going through this. And hopefully we're stable and we're going to keep moving forward. Have a great week, and I hope to see you Tuesday right here at noon. And then be safe. All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you. Take care. Bye bye.